Hello everyone, this is MC Deck Discussions and I'm OhBSmall, and today we have another playthrough, this time with Simon Williams. Oops, I drew a card instead. I'll be doing that soon enough anyway, so I guess I'll leave that card there. With Wonder Man versus Expert Magneto. And I've already played Expert Magneto once, but the deck was pretty different actually. And then after I changed the deck, I went and played against Mr. Sinister in Standard and Expert. And then after defeating him, I thought, now that I want to try that deck again over here with Magneto. So I thought I'd go ahead and just record this one as well. So let's go ahead. As usual, I have timestamps, so you can skip ahead wherever you'd like. I'll go ahead and show Magneto Setup, and then Simon Williams' deck or Wonder Man's deck, and then we'll get the game started. All right, so for Magneto Setup, let's flip this back over to the setup side. Okay, so setup, set the orbital decay side scheme aside, reveal the boarding party side scheme. So here's the orbital decay side scheme set aside, and over here is the boarding party side scheme. And note that Magneto cannot have more than 6 per person per player sustained damage. When defeated, we'll flip this card over and reveal Sabotage Master Mold. And then flip this over, and then it has this force response after you place a magnet counter on this scheme. If there are at least 3 magnet counters here, discard cards from the encounter deck until a magnetic card is discarded. Reveal that card, then remove 3 magnet counters from this scheme. Note that this is actually supposed to be done in the other way. There's errata on this, and we'll actually remove the 3 magnet counters first and then reveal that card. And then for Magneto's setup in Expert, he has Steady and Toughness, and then when revealed, deal each player face down on a counter card, which we have right over here. And then has this force response after Magneto attacks you, place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. And I do have 3 counters on him that are my reminder to continue to put those magnet counters on. It is a forced response, so it's supposed to happen after his attack, but a lot of times I'll put it on before his attack just to make sure I remember to do so. All right, so let's go ahead then and share his deck. All right, so his deck is called the Frequent 5. And it's a leadership deck with 41 cards in it, and the frequent 5 are the following allies: Nick Fury, Professor X, Slingshot, Sunspot, and White Tiger. And then for the events, the 3 that we've added that are our energy resource cards are 3 copies of Foiled. We can add as many energy resourced cards as we want for the event, but we've added 3 copies of Foiled. We also have Face the Past, 3 copies of Make the Call, 3 copies of Suit Up, which is meant to increase our chances of getting the cards that we want frequently. And then player side schemes, we have Call for Backup and Evaluate Threat. And then for our resources, we have the usual 3 doubles. And then for supports, we have Avengers Mansion, Quinn Carrier. And then for upgrades, we have 3 copies of Avenge Me and 1 copy of Soaring Acrobatics. All right, so as usual, I'll have a separate video on discussing the deck, but I'll at least mention that, this is a deck that's meant to go to Alter Ego frequently and be able to grab the allies that we want in whatever moment occurs. A lot of times it will be Professor X and he'd be able to go down to Alter Ego, but sometimes we won't grab him because we'll hopefully have Foiled in our hand and not need him, or at least hopefully not need him all the time. All right, let's head back over to the game and get started. Okay, let's draw up our hand size. We already have 1 of our cards. Let's draw up the rest. Okay, White Tiger. That's not a bad card to start with, and we've got something easily to play him. It would be nice to be able to get things going here a bit. We do have Active Altruism, which is really nice for getting Boarding Party going. So let's get rid of Foiled, Wonder Fans, and Starstruck, and then draw some more cards. And we do have a Suit Up. Okay. All right, and we do have 1 setup card. We have Jet Belt, which is the one that lets us have a resource for playing an event. So I don't mind getting that one in if we can. So that's how we want to see how we want to start this off. All right, let's go ahead and flip over to Hero's side, and I'd like to get White Tiger in right off the bat. So we'll use Suit Up to help play that, and Starstruck and Energy Siphon. And then we'll be able to And White Tiger has this response: after you play White Tiger from your hand, draw X cards to a maximum of 3, where X is equal to the villain's stage number, and we're in stage 2 right now. If the villain has no stage number, draw 1 card. So we'll be able to draw 2 cards. But I think I can easily be able to use... Oh, I might want to hold on to Starstruck as well, actually. There's some decent reasons to do that. Okay, so yeah, let's see how it works out, actually, to just use... We're going to use Energy Siphon and Suit Up in order to play White Tiger. And so Energy Siphon has this hero interrupt. When you spend this card, you can take up to 3 damage, and then this card generates 1 additional energy resource for each damage taken this way. And so we will go ahead and use it for 2 along with Suit Up. So that will take 1 damage, so he'll go from 12 down to 11 hit points, and play White Tiger. And then since Magneto in stage 2, we will draw 2 cards. All right, let's see how we want to handle this now. I'd like to get Active Altruism. Let's go ahead and get Jet Belt out. So let's go with, yeah, let's get rid of What Are You and Ionic Blast in order to play Jet Belt. And then we're going to play Active Altruism, and that's remove 1 threat from a scheme, remove 2 additional threat from that scheme for each energy resource you overpaid for this card. We're going to overpay with Jet Belt, so generate an energy resource for the event, or as the extra for that event. And so we're going to remove 3 threat from Boarding Party. Oops, hit the wrong button there. Okay. All right, and then when defeated, flip this card and reveal Sabotage Master Mole. So we'll do that. And then it'll have 3 threat on that one. And then when defeated, we will reveal the set aside Orbital Decay side scheme and add this card to the victories display. And Magneto cannot sustain more than 12 damage right now. Okay, and then we have Wonder Man's Pyro Recycling ability here in a sec, but his force response after Wonder Man makes a basic attack. Oh no. Ionic Physiology. After you play an event with a printed energy resource, tuck that event from your discard pile under this card, heal 1 damage from your identity. So we discard this card, tuck it under, and we'll be able to heal 1 damage back up to 12. And then Wonder Man gets +1 ATK for each card tucked under Ionic Physiology, but he does have a force response after Wonder Man makes a basic attack. Discard each card tucked under Ionic Physiology. All right. Okay, but we're not going to do that. We're going to remove 2 threat, and then we're going to have White Tiger remove 2 threat. And so that does defeat Sabotage Master Mold. And we will now get Orbital Decay, and that has 3 threat on it as well. And when defeated, we'll flip this card over and reveal Physical Strength. All right, let's ready up and draw our hand size. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to put the extra magnet counter on the main scheme right now. Okay? And then he's going to attack for 3 plus this card, and I'm thinking about just taking the damage in this case. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and just take the damage. So his attack is 3 plus this card, 4, 5. So we go from 12 down to 7. Okay. All right, and then he has 1 encounter card. Let's get the other. Reveal the first one, and it's Amelia Vogt, who has Stalwart and Teamwork, and has a when defeated. We'll worry about that when we get there, but I'll put a little marker on her for that. And then reveal the next one. The villain attacks you. So this time we might want to use White Tiger. Let's see how we want to handle this. Okay, I'm actually going to take this hit. So 3. That defeats the purpose of taking the hit. I'll tell you why in a sec. So we take 3 damage, 7 down to 4. Okay, and it says exhaust each ally you control. So my hope was, so I saw that I had Avenge Me over here in my hand, and I was going to put it on White Tiger, and then I was going to attack with White Tiger, or maybe attack, or maybe remove threat. But in any case, then White Tiger was going to take consequential damage and be defeated, and I would have been able to draw 2 cards from Avenge Me. Now I can't do that. All right, so that I might as well have just taken the damage with White Tiger instead. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have Wonder Man remove 2 threat from the main scheme, which isn't really what I wanted to do, but that's what we're going to do. And then we'll flip Wonder Man over to his alter ego side. And then we will play Suit Up using Quinn Carrier and Starstruck. All right, search your deck and discard power for an ally and an upgrade that can be attached to that ally. Add them to your hand. So we're going to go find Professor X. Okay, and then for an upgrade, we will get Avenge Me. And shuffle the deck. Okay. All right, and then we didn't already have an Avenge Me in here, did we? Okay. All right, and then now that'll be 3 resources that we can use to play Professor X. And we will put a Confuse on Magneto. He is not yet confused. Okay. All right, but we will then remove 3 threat. Oops. There we go. Remove 3 threat from this Orbital Decay side scheme. Wrong button again. Here we go. All right, and then that'll flip it over, and now physical strain, Magneto loses steady. So he had steady before, no longer does, so he now is in fact confused. Okay. And then we will ready up and draw a hand size of 6. Okay. And we have fouled up, foiled as well. Okay, a little extra insurance that will be helpful or not. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, which won't be helpful, I guess, if he does scheme again. All right, and he does have plenty of chances to scheme, and if I look at his cards over here, he has all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances that he could scheme. So we'll see what happens. Okay. All right, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. Magneto's confused. And then Amelia Vogt schemes for 2. And then get an encounter card, and it's seized. When revealed, each player places the top 6 cards of their deck face down under here. So, and the way you can face it face down using this game is you just drag it from here, then hold on to the Shift key, and then it won't flip over. So if you don't hold on to the Shift key, the card will flip over and you'll see it. Okay? So again, take it off of here by just dragging it. Now hold the Shift key and it'll stay face down. You don't hold the Shift key till after you've dragged it off of here. So we need 6 of those. That's 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. Okay, and now that is an acceleration token on here. And that is done with this side. It's the end of the round, so Professor X will be discarded. Okay. All right, let's see how we want to handle this. Yes, we definitely want to get Nick Fury into play here and draw some cards. So how do I want to do this? We want to do these 2, this 2, of course, plus this, and we have an opportunity to have evaluate threat. Okay, let's do that. We're going to do 2, 3, 4, play Nick Fury, and we're going to use his ability that lets him draw 3 cards. All right, excellent. And then we're going to have Simon Williams heal for 3. And then flip over to Hero's side. And let's see how we want to handle this. Oh, wait a minute. Should we have done that? Oh, hold on, hold on. Let's not flip over to Hero's side yet, because we have signature sunglasses that triggers after you change form. So we might want to get that into play. Yeah, let's see how we want to do this. Okay, I'm going to use Sunspot to play Evaluate Threat. That costs 1. And then I'm going to use Nick Fury to remove, there's 2 threat on it. I'm going to use Nick Fury to remove that 2 threat. Okay? And then, I can only play if my identity has the Avenger or Shield trait. So we actually have to turn to hero side for that to happen. Okay. All right. And then each player may, now when defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for an Avenger or Shield card, add it to their hand. Reduce the cost to play each of those cards by 2 until the end of the phase. All right, so that's been defeated, and we're going to go find, did it show up already? Let me check out the supports. No. There it is, Avengers Mansion. Shuffle the deck. All right, so now Avengers Mansion only costs 2. It's an Avenger. It's an Avenger card, okay? Right? Avenger or Shield. Okay. Now, so reduced to 2, we're going to use Strength to play that. Okay. Let me put my little marker on it here. Okay, and we're going to immediately draw a card with Avengers Mansion, and we get Starstruck. Okay. Okay, and then I think what I'll do is I'm actually going to use Signature Sunglasses to play Starstruck. Okay. And that's deal damage to an enemy equal to your ATK. So the ATK is currently 2 because Wonder Man has 1 card tucked here, so it's 1 plus 1 is 2. And so that deals 2 damage to Amelia Vogt. And then if you overpay, we're going to overpay with Jet Belt, okay, which generates an energy resource. If you overpaid for this card with an energy resource, stun that enemy, so we will stun her. I'm thinking here. Could be more valuable to just stun Magneto, huh? And then let her attack for 1. Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's do that instead. Okay, so take away that 2 damage, and the damage is going to get rid of this tough, and then we will stun Magneto. All right, so he's stunned and no longer has a tough, at least for now. Okay. All right, and then so Amelia Vogt is just staying as she is. Okay, and then discard that card, tuck another healer here, and that'll heal up Wonder Man for 1 more. And then we're going to use White Tiger to remove 2 threat from the main scheme. Otherwise, it's going to bust because of seized acceleration token. And White Tiger is defeated by consequential damage. Then we'll ready up. Oh, that's why Magneto didn't really matter. I didn't have to stun Magneto. I think I'll leave it anyway, though. Yeah, I'll just leave it that way anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and, because at least he won't get a magnet counter this way. All right, and draw our hand size. Okay. All right, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. 2 threat, excuse me, because of the acceleration icon here. And then Magneto is stunned, so it does not attack. And then Amelia Vogt will attack for 1, and I am just going to take that hit and then get an encounter card. Attached to your identity. Okay. All right, and attached identity cannot thwart, attack, defend, or recover. But exhaust your identity, spend 1 physical resource, discard this card. We do have a physical resource, so we'll be able to handle that. Okay, good. All right, our turn, and Nick Fury is discarded, and we're going to use Avengers Mansion to draw a card. Okay, very nice. And then let's go ahead. Yeah, before we take care of this, let's go ahead and use Make the Call to play Nick Fury. And I'm going to use Energy Siphon for all of it. Okay, so we're going to take 3 damage to get three more here. So 1, 2, 3 down to 4. Okay, and then Nick Fury comes into play, and we draw 3 cards. Okay. All right, and that got us through our deck. So and counter card was dealt as well. So discard this card that we used, or that was discarded to be used. All right. Okay, so how do we want to handle this from here? Oh, we have White Tiger now, do we? Okay, definitely want that active altruism to come into play. Let's see, or to be played. And this Hollywood card. All right, got lots of cards. Let's use foil to play Mr. Hollywood. Oh, actually, timing-wise, we'll want White Tiger out first to draw some more cards. So let's back that up for a sec. Okay. Yeah, let's get White Tiger out. We'll use foiled and let's see. And I think I'll use Soaring Acrobatics too, actually. So that's 1, 2, and Slingshot. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We'll play White Tiger, draw 2 cards. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see how we want to handle this now, because once this happens, Magneto is going to attack once we defeat this. Okay, let's play Active Altruism to defeat Seized here. So remove 1 threat from a scheme. We will overpay with the Jet Belt. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to get this card out. We use Energy Siphon to put this card out. Okay. All right. So, let's not quite play that yet. Let's get Avenge Me on White Tiger. All right. Okay. So now we'll play Active Altruism. All right. So we'll play that. Remove 1 threat from a scheme, and then we will overpay with Mr. Hollywood, Resource Generator, generate a wild resource to overpay for a card, limit once per card. So we will overpay to remove 2 additional threat from Seized, so defeating Seized. And when defeated, Magneto activates against the player who defeated this scheme, and discard the cards from under here. So let's do that. Let me see what cards are discarded. Active Altruism, Call for Backup, Face the Past. Wow. Suit Up, Genius, and Make the Call. Okay. A lot of great cards. All right, so Active Altruism. Let that finish up. And heal 1. All right, so Magneto activates. We're going to defend with White Tiger. He's attacking for 3. Plus a boost card, which will give him a magnet counter when he's done attacking. Okay. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Defeating White Tiger, and Avenge Me has this interrupt. Note that we can only play if our identity has the Avenger trait. Okay. All right, interrupt when attached ally is defeated, draw 2 cards. All right, now we can defeat her, right? Ionic Blast, deal 3 damage to an enemy, and then deal 2 additional damage to that enemy for each energy resource you overpaid for this card. So we could defeat her straight up with that. Okay, here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to use Jet Belt. Excuse me, not Jet. I'm going to attack with Wonder Man. Okay, so he's attacking for 1 plus these 3 cards here. So he's at, oh, geez, I just did a bunch of stuff with this still out. Ah, darn it. Okay, I have to retract all that. I couldn't remove all that threat. In fact, I played this Mr. Hollywood card, and I can't really do that because I needed that to get rid of this card. Ah, man, I blew that. Okay, I'm going to have to back up till I get to the place where I played this card, I guess. Okay, so let's see where that happened. And it might be that I can't do that, but I might have blown it by so much. No, because there's no way I could have removed threat from that main scheme, right? That couldn't have happened. I mean, from that side scheme. Darn. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to just back things up. I'll use the left arrow key and back things up till I get to that point where that was defeated by playing that card. Okay, that's quite a few. Okay, we're almost there now, huh? There it is. That card comes back. But I'm not going to be able to play that card because this is, so that should come back to hand. When is it going to come back to hand here? There it is. It just came back to hand right now. Okay. When did I get White Tiger out, though? That was it right there. Okay. All right, so then I got White Tiger out, and then I drew my 2 cards. Okay. All right. So if I'm going to play Active Altruism, I have to take care of this first, and there's only 1 card out here available for that, and that's this one. So I'm going to have to, so we're going to have to reverse this stuff here. Okay, so, but I'm in good, everything should be correct now. Okay, so we will, and these were the 2 cards drawn after we put White Tiger out. Okay. So I'm going to exhaust Wonder Man. Okay, so action, exhaust your identity, spend 1 physical resource to discard this card. So it's going to have to be Mr. Hollywood, which is a bit of a bummer. Okay. All right, but that does allow us to discard that card now, which is over here. Okay. All right, all right. So, but I can still do this, okay? And I can still play active altruism, and I can overpay with the jet belt, okay? All right, and then that'll remove this 3 threat, defeating that, and then these cards get discarded. Okay? And then this still gets discarded and gets tucked here, healing us for 1. Okay? And then White Tiger still defends, okay, when Magneto attacks. So, and that still puts a magnet counter here. And then he attacks for 3, 4, 5, 6. And that defeats White Tiger. And then this Avenge Me draws us 2 cards. Okay. All right. So not too bad. I just didn't get that. I don't have that awesome upgrade out now. All right. So we can still, let's see. Darn, so now I can't attack her that way, but I can do it with Ionic Blast and get her defeated. So that seems like what we're going to do. So let's use this double to play Ionic Blast. And that'll deal 3 damage to an enemy, deal 2 additional damage to that enemy for each energy resource you overpaid for this card. And I paid with energy, so that's going to be 3, 4, 5 damage, defeating Amelia Vogt. And note that when she's defeated, the player who defeated Amelia Vogt is confused. So Wonder Man is confused. Yep. And unfortunately, I don't get to heal him up because now I still have these cards in my hand. Yep. All right, we're going to use Nick Fury to remove 2 threat from the main scheme. And we're going to go ahead and use Energy Siphon to play Starstruck. And we are going to pay 1 extra, bring us down to 4. Okay. And deal damage to an enemy equal to your attack. Note that we used Energy Siphon, so we can overpay by taking damage. Okay. So deal damage to an enemy equal to your ATK. So our ATK is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 down to 16. And if you overpaid this card with an energy resource, stun that enemy. So Magneto is stunned. All right. Okay, so let's discard that card. Ready up and draw a card, or draw our hand size. Okay, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. Magneto stunned. And now we have, we already had 1 encounter card, get another one. Let's reveal the first one. Reveal your set aside Nemesis minion, put it into play, engage with you. Okay, so that's going to be over here. So that is Grim Reaper, who has Quick Strike, and we are going to, darn, I actually have to, ooh, we have multiple ways we could lose right now. Ooh, that's not good. Let me see. Okay, the way that, so here's, I was going to let this Quick Strike happen and let Wonder Man take the hit. But if this card is the wrong type of card, it ends up being a certain magnetic card, we could end up taking damage based on how many magnet counters are here, and we would just flat out lose. Okay. If I defend with Nick Fury, however, and this ends up being a card that allows Magneto to attack, then he would attack for 3 plus something else. We might not be able to defend for enough. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately, is defend with Wonder Man so I don't take any damage. And yeah, that's the only safe thing to do, or at least the safest I can think of. Okay. All right, discard Shadow of the Past, and then reveal the next card. And it's Teamwork, Acolyte, Villainous, so the Teamwork doesn't come into play. But he does have Villainous, and he has a When Defeated that is not the best. Okay, all right, so that was really horrible. So let's see what we can do now. Oh, now we need to discard Nick Fury. All right. Well, for sure, let's use Avengers Mansion to draw a card. Another suit up, okay. All right, I was hoping to go down to Alter Ego side, but that's not gonna happen here. We need to get Nick Fury back and take care of business. So let's use Make the Call, and then we'll pay with both suit up. Yeah, I wanna hold on to Starstruck to attack with it. So let's use both suit ups, yeah, all 4 of these cards, and we will play Nick Fury, and then draw us 3 cards. All right, oh, we end up with Professor X. Is that going to change what I want to do? Okay, I think this is what we're going to do here. I'm going to get Quinn Carrier out. So I'm going to use the Jet Belt here. I'm going to use the hero resource, the second one, exhaust Jet Belt and discard a card tucked under Ionic Physiology and generate a wild resource. All right, so we will, which one do I want to discard? Yeah, let's do one of the active altruisms, I think. All right, so that generates a wild resource. And then we will do 2 more cards here and get Quinn Carrier into play. Then we'll use Quinn Carrier to play Starstruck. Oh, let's discard, make the call. Deal damage to an enemy equal to your ATK. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 damage right now. We're going to defeat Grim Reaper with that. Okay, and then discard this card, put it into our hand, and that will heal us for 1. Or put it under Ionic Physiology. The Nick Fury is going to remove 2 threat from the main scheme. Yeah, and we're going to let that bust because we're going to go down to Alter Ego side and drop our hand size. Oh, that's super interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. And Magneto is going to scheme for 2, but we're going to probably be using foil here. Let's see what we have. Oh, that adds nothing else. Interesting. Okay, so 1, 2, it's up to 3. And then Fabian Cortez has Villainous, so he is going to scheme for 1 plus this boost card. Give Magneto a tough status. And a face down boost card, which is not going to activate for him, okay, right now. All right. And then so he only puts 1 more threat on here. That's so I thought I was going to be using both of those foiled cards in order to prevent this from busting, but it didn't bust after all. But hey, I guess there's a chance of it happening right here, but it'll bust no matter what if we get the wrong card. Surge, defeat a Sentinel. There is no Sentinel. Okay, good. So this card just surges. Exhaust each upgrade and support you control. All right. Place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. Okay, so we are not done yet. Okay, so that makes 3 of these magnet counters. Let's get rid of all 3. And then we will discard cards until a magnetic card is discarded and reveal that card. So let's see what we get. Oh, that gets rid of an advance. Here we go, we got one already. Okay, Alter Ego side, you are confused. We were already confused. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each magnet counter on it. So that puts 1 threat on the main scheme. Oh, that puts no threat on the main scheme. There are no magnet counters on it because we removed them, like we said, because of the errata. So that did not bust. That was some interesting luck going on there. Okay, Wonder Man is still confused though. We got to take care of that for sure. All right, and Nick Fury will be discarded at the end of the round, and it's back to our turn. Hey, what happened? Why am I still on this side? Oh, I know I said I was going to the Alter Ego side. Oh, so I don't have enough cards in my hand. Okay, I said I was going to Alter Ego side, but I never ended up doing it. So I must have hit a wrong key when I thought I did. Okay. So sorry about that. All right, so here we are, and we really could use some healing, but let's see what else we can do here. Okay, I'm going to use one of these foiled cards to play Signature Sunglasses. Okay. All right, and this has this response. After you change form, choose, tuck an event or resource card with a printed energy resource from a discard pile under Ionic Physiology, or add a card tucked under Ionic Physiology to your hand. And then we're going to go to all hero side, but I have to decide if I'm going to heal first. Okay, let's flip to hero side, okay? And then we'll use signature sunglasses, and we'll use the second part. Add a card tucked under ionic physiology to your hand, and we will add active altruism. And then we will use these 3 cards to play Sunspot, 2 of which had energy resources on them. And so he will deal 2 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with us. So 2 damage here and 2 damage that gets rid of this tough status. And then he's going to attack for 2 and defeat Fabian Cortez. Then Wonder Man is going to get himself unconfused here. Then we're going to play Active Altruism to remove 1 threat from the main scheme. And then that gets discarded, gets tucked under, and heals us for 1 up to 6. All right. And then let's ready up and draw our hand size. Okay, and we went through our deck, so another encounter card was dealt. So let's see here. All right, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. Magneto is going to attack, adding 1 of these magnet counters here. Okay. And we will defend with Sunspot. And we have 2 boost cards, so this first one from earlier. So he's attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if this attack defeats an ally, place 1 magnet counter in the main scheme, so it will place a magnet counter there. He's defeated. And then flip this card here. Exhaust each upgraded support you control. Again? Oh my goodness. Brutal. Twice in a row. Okay, place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme, which is going to trigger this once again. And so let's discard till we get a magnet counter, or magnetic card, excuse me. Attached to Magneto, he cannot be stunned. Okay. All right, excuse me. All right, and then there is a hero response that can get rid of this after we attack. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. What do we have in our discard pile? Just Sunspot, and he only gets his special ability if he's played from our hand. Okay. How do we want to handle this? All right, I think I will attack, but I'm not going to bother getting rid of this at this point. So we're going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, from 16 down to 12. Okay. Discarding all these cards because of his forced response here. And then we're going to flip down to Alter Ego side. We're going to use this double to play Suit Up. And then we're going to grab Professor X. Here we go. That's an interesting thought. I was just thinking I could grab White Tiger, because then if I play White Tiger, I'll be able to use 3 cards and then still have a foiled available. Which wouldn't quite be as good as confusing. But it could give me a possible card draw opportunity too, could it? Oh no, it wouldn't be able to give me both. Yeah, so we'll need, yeah, because we got to still cost 3. Right. Okay, so let's get an upgrade, and that'll be Avenge Me. That can be attached to Professor X. All right, shuffle that up. Okay. And then we will play Professor X, and then we could keep a foiled to keep things safe. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3. Play Professor X, which is going to confuse the villain. Remove 3 threat from that scheme. Oh, this triggers anyway. We can tuck an event or resource card with a printed energy resource. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is This is after you choose form. You just get to use it. Okay. All right, so when I flipped over to Alter Ego side, I took an event or a resource card with a printed energy resource from your discard pile under your ionic physiology. Okay, so we're going to do that. I can't do it with the 3 cards I just used. Let me put these back out again. I can't use it with any of these. Okay, which none of those fit the bill anyway. All right, so I can do it with any of these cards. So Active Altruism or a Starstruck. Let's get a Starstruck. Okay. Keep the order. We'll tuck that card under Ionic Physiology, and then now let's discard these again. Okay. All right. Ready up. And our hand size. Okay. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. Villain is confused. And here it is. And Magneto gains Retaliate 1. All right, I'm going to leave it here. So Force Interrupt, when Magneto would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. Then if there is 8 or more damage here, discard this card. All right, end of the round. Professor X gets discarded. Okay, let's use Avengers Mansion to draw ourselves a card. And we have the ability to play Suit Up again. Yeah, seems like that's what we're going to do. Okay. All right, so let's use this energy card to play Suit Up. And then let's see, all we have down here are these 2. Okay. There's something to be said for Slingshot. Oh, not really. Okay. Well, yeah, kind of. All right. Yeah, we don't want them. Let's go here. And we should go full on Nick Fury, right? If we go White Tiger, we don't get to draw as many cards, but we also don't use as many resources. And we can keep other cards we might want. Okay, yeah, let's go with Nick Fury. All right, shuffle that up. Okay, and I'm going to heal up to 9, keep ourselves in a little better shape from 6 to 9. Flip over to hero side, and when we flip to hero side, signature sunglasses come into effect. Okay. Add a card tucked under Ionic Physiology to your hand, and we're going to do that. All right. And then now let's go ahead and play Nick Fury. So we'll use Quinn Carrier. Hold on a sec. Yeah, actually, I'm going to use Face the Past here. Yeah. Okay. All right, so Face the Past, search the counter deck, discard pile, set aside area for your Nemesis minion, and reveal it. So I think it's down here. Minion. There we go, Grim Reaper. Okay. All right, he has Quick Strike, so he attacks, deals 2 damage to us. 9 down to 7. Okay. And then rid your hero, draw 3 cards. Interesting. Okay. Okay, you cannot attack the villain this phase. Remove this card from the game. Okay. And remove that over here. All right. Okay, we cannot attack the villain, but we can do plenty of other things here. All right, so let's pay with Quinn Carrier and foiled. So 1, 2, and then we'll do the other 2 with Energy Siphon. So 3, 4, so we will take 1 damage. And get Nick Fury out and draw 3 cards. No, we're going to deal 4 damage here. So we can't attack the villain, but we can do damage. And so that 4 damage is going to go right there. Okay. All right. And then we can go ahead and we can remove threat with Active Altruism. let's do that. Okay, remove 1 threat from the main scheme, and we're just going to remove that much. Okay, discard it, tuck it underneath, heal us for 1, 6 up to 7. And then we will play White Tiger, 1, 2, 3. And villain is still in stage 2, so we'll draw 2 cards. We use this foil to play Mr. Hollywood. I guess we'll leave it at that. All right, and let's get rid of Grim Reaper now. So let's attack with Nick Fury and White Tiger to get rid of Grim Reaper, and then we'll remove the rest of the threat here. Okay, so hopefully now, I mean, we have a pretty good setup, so I would like to bring it to right at Nick Fury from here on out. So let's see if we can do that. So ready up, draw our hand size. Oh, yes. Okay. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. The villain attacks for 3, 4, plus this card here. So he is going to get one of his magnet counters. We're going to defend with Nick Fury. Good, that gets rid of a Master Magnetism. So 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, defeating Nick Fury. Getting a counter card. And Delgado has Retaliate 1 and discard each stunned and confused status card when he's defeated. Okay. All right. Let's use Avengers Mansion to draw a card. And I think I'm going to change the order of this here. All right. Got a foiled. Okay, let's use Quincair to play Call for Backup. And then let's use Ionic Blast. So we use Jet Belt to play Ionic Blast. And then we'll overpay with Mr. Hollywood. So that's going to deal 3, 4, 5 damage here. And then let's pay with this card as well. The other Ionic Blast. Do I want to do that? Oh, I should save that. That's not going to be... I was going to go down to Alter Ego's side and use Foiled, but that's okay. I'll use Foiled instead, yeah. All right, to help pay another extra. So deal 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage to Delgado. And discard any stun and confused cards, and there are none. Okay. All right, and then that card discards and gets tucked under, and we heal 1 from 7 to 8. And then let's go ahead and get Soaring Acrobatics out, paid for it with the Genius card here. And Soaring Acrobatics has this interrupt here, so we're going to remove 2 threat with Wonder Man. And then discard, what do you call it? Exhaust Soaring Acrobatics. And when you use a basic power, that character gets +1 to that power for this use. So we're going to remove all 3 threat from Call for Backup. We're going to take advantage of that to get Nick Fury back into play. Ah, he's not over here. Oh, I hit events by accident. All right, there we go. Get Nick Fury back into play. All right, and we're going to use him to deal 4 damage and just get rid of this, and then hold on to this card for next time. That seems pretty good, actually. So we will use Nick Fury's ability. He came in here. He'll do 4 damage to an enemy, defeating this side scheme, or dealing 4 damage to it, and there's at least 8 damage now, and that discards this card. Okay. All right, and then Nick Fury is going to attack for 2. Bring him down from 12 to 10. And he still can't be confused, so it would be nice to get rid of this eventually, but we'll see what we do with that. All right, and let's flip over, or let's ready up, draw our hand size. Okay. All right, very nice. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. Magneto attacks for 3, 4, and he's going to add another magnet counter as his response afterwards. Nick Fury is going to defend. And that's 5 damage. He's defeated. And counter card. Okay. This has a when defeated. All right, so it's bound to trigger this because it's bound to get when defeated here. Okay. At Avengers Mansion will allow us to draw a card. All right, and let's use Make the Call. to get Nick Fury back into play. And we're going to go ahead and use Quinn Carrier plus Energy Siphon to do that. And that's going to, we're going to take 2 extra damage, right? Yeah, because we used Quinn Carrier 2. So we're going to take 2 extra damage. So 8 down to 6. Okay. All right, and so that'll be worth 3 resources. And so 4 resources all together with the Quinn Carrier. Nick Fury comes back into play and draws us 3 cards. Let's discard that. All right. Okay, and we went through our deck again, and there's another encounter card because of that. Okay, let's see what we want to do here. Let's get an Avenge Me on White Tiger. And White Tiger is going to remove some threat. Let's have White Tiger remove 2 threat from Magnetic Mayhem, getting defeated, and then Avenge Me triggers, drawing us 2 more cards. Oh, we had Active Altruism. That was actually why I didn't. I thought I didn't have that. My bad. Let's put that back. We'll just remove 2 threat from the main scheme instead with that. Okay, with her. All right. So, we've got to suit up, don't we? Okay. All right, let's play Active Altruism. And we're going to remove 1 threat from scheme. And then we will overpay with this card here to remove 2 more threat. And also with a foil to remove 5 threat altogether. So that's all of this now. Okay. All right, that gets discarded, gets put back under here. Ionic Physiology heals us 1. Okay, so when defeated, the player who defeated this scheme discarded the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. That player plays 1 magnet counter on the main scheme for each magnetic card discarded this way. Okay, so 4 of them. So there are 2 on there currently. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Not a single magnet. Okay, that was some luck. All right, and we got rid of another Master of Magnetism. How many do we have now? We have 2 Masters of Magnetism there, and then we also have 1 of the Advanced. Okay. All right, so there's still an Advanced left and another Master of Magnetism under here. Okay. All right, so let's see, what else can we do? Oh, we could get this, what are you out there? That's a nice safeguard. All right, but I want to attack. Let's attack with this Ionic Blast. Oh, and we do have an opportunity to... We do have an opportunity to possibly get rid of this card here so that he can get stunned if possible. Let's see. All right, actually, yeah, let's attack him first. So we're going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 down to 5. Discard those. All right. And then we can discard 1 of each resource after you make a basic attack. Spend 1 of each resource to discard this card. So we will spend a physical, a mental, and an energy. And now we can discard that card. Okay. All right. And then now let's attack with, let's use Jet Belt to help us play Ionic Blast, deal 3 damage to an enemy. And then we will overpay with Mr. Hollywood to deal 2 additional damage, dealing 5 damage, and defeating this side. Before we do that, let's tuck this underneath and heal us for 1 back up to 8. Okay, so he's defeated. All right, put that back on him, the physical strain. Okay. Now he has steady, but he doesn't have steady because he's physical strain, but he does have a toughness. Okay, oops, didn't mean to do that. Does have a toughness, there we go. Okay, and deal each player a face down encounter card. So that's kind of bad. I didn't really plan that part out well. Okay. Oh, I forgot to discard the Avenge Me there. And then, so because he now has 2 encounter cards. All right, and then let's go ahead and attack. Yes, that's all we need. Attack with Nick Fury, get rid of that tough status, and hopefully we can keep that off. Okay. And then let's get Avenge Me under Nick Fury. All right. I don't like having only 8 here. I'm actually wondering if I should go down to Alter Ego side, just let this bust if it happens to. I might do that actually, because then I don't have to worry about him getting 3 cards, possibly, defeating Nick Fury, and then getting really unlucky with 2 additional attacks and him defeating me. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to Alter Ego side. So he'll probably bust this Asteroid M, but I'm okay with that. Because we're still on the first of the main schemes. All right. But as we went down to this side, signature sunglasses, we can add a card to our hand. Oh, get another Ionic Blast in our hand. That's not a bad thing. And then that way I can just keep it there. Oh, but I could get it back in my hand when we flip back over later. Yeah. So right now, let's just tuck underneath. Okay, let's see what I can tuck. Add a card tucked under an event or a resource card. Oh, I can put a resource card there too. It's easy to forget about that. Oh, I could put another Ionic Blast under there. Okay, let's do that. Let's put another Ionic Blast. Okay, tucked under here. All right. Oh, we're not going to be able to draw cards if we do that. Okay, never mind. Okay. Oh, so what that means is then I don't want to play this on Nick Fury because he's just going to get discarded, so that won't trigger. I'll just save it. Okay. All right. Ready up and draw our hand size. Okay. All right. Let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. He's going to scheme for 3 plus the boost card. 4, and this does get defeated. And we place a magnet counter here, and Sabotage Master Mold is in the victory display. We can ignore the rest, flip it over. Okay, and it has can be defeated with 6 now. Let's get our 3rd encounter card. Here's the first one. Surge and Exhaust Your Identity. Okay, and Surge, which goes into another Surge. And we get Senyaka out here, who does have Teamwork Acolyte. And then flip the next one. Deal 1 damage to each character you control. So 1 damage here and 1 damage to us, 8 down to 7. Place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. That makes 2 of them now. And flip the 3rd one. And the villain does scheme. So he could get rid of this one too. And then we definitely don't want to be risky after this if that happens. So 3, 4, 5, and he does bust that. And now he's on the 3rd one. So now all of a sudden we are in a more risky position. But if we can just win this game, that won't matter. Okay. All right. So here we go. Put 2 magnet counters on here and flip it over. Okay. And discard Nick Fury. And it's our turn. So let's add a card to our hand. Sunspot. Okay. And then I would like to get Nick Fury played, and we have a suit up as well. All right, let's go ahead and make the call right now. Okay? And we're going to use it to get Nick Fury out. So we're going to use this Genius card for 2, plus Quinn Carrier, and plus I'm going to use Avenge Me as well. Okay? All right, that's 4, and we'll get Nick Fury back in. We're going to draw 3 cards with that. Okay. All right. Good. Another Starstruck. All right. Oh, let's discard Make the Call. All right. Let's go ahead and play Suit Up. We're going to use Strength to play Suit Up, so a double. Okay. Search your deck and extra file for an ally. So we're going to grab White Tiger. Okay. All right. and an upgrade and add them to your hand. Okay, so grab an upgrade and one of these, an upgrade that can be attached to him, attached to her, okay, and add them to your hand. All right, so now we want to get her played. So we will use, let's use Avenge Me plus foiled. That's 2 of them, one more card. And Slingshot to play White Tiger. And then we're now in stage 3, so that'll draw 3 cards. Another Starstruck. Oh, wow. And let's flip over to hero side. Okay. And we will use Signature Sunglasses to add a card tucked under Ionic Physiology to our hand. So we're going to take one of these Ionic Blasts and put it in our hand. And let's go ahead and play Ionic Blast. Just use Jet Belt and overpay with this. So that's 1 overpay. And let's overpay with one with foiled and Starstruck as well. So that's 3 overpaid. So we deal 3 damage plus 2 additional for each of those. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage to Magneto. So going from 22 down to 13. And then that'll tuck and heal us for 1. 7 back up to 8 now. Then I will use this Starstruck to play this Starstruck. And we will deal damage to an enemy equal to our ATK. The ATK is 1 plus these 2 is 3. So 3 damage to Magneto. 1, 2, 3, 13 down to 10. And we overpay with Mr. Hollywood. And so that will also, we use an energy resource, so that will stun that enemy. So he's also stunned. And then that will tuck and heal us for 1 more from 8 to 9. And then we're going to use Energy Siphon to play Sunspot. And we're going to use it as 3 resources, so that, again, to take 2 damage to make that happen. Okay. And then Sunspot, so that means he used 3 resources to play him. He deals 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with him. So 3 damage here. Oops, 1, 2, there we go. Okay. All right, so 3 damage, 10 down to 7, okay, and then 3 damage to Senyaka, and then he has a win defeated, and so Wonder Man gets stunned, okay. And then we will attack with Nick Fury, White Tiger, and Sunset, each of them taking 1 consequential damage, dealing 6 total damage, bringing him down to 1. All right. So not too bad. Okay, let's get ready up. Draw our hand size and add 1 threat to the main scheme. Nick Fury goes to attack, but he's stunned. Give him 1 card and place 4 threat on any side scheme. If there are no side schemes in play, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side scheme is discarded. Reveal that side scheme. So let's see. Oh, there it is right away. Okay. Each Acolyte minion gains guard. All right, and that has 3 threat on it. At the end of the round, Nick Fury gets discarded. We will use Wonder Man plus this Soaring Acrobatics to get rid of that card there. Okay. And then, let's draw a card real fast. Okay. Oh, Professor X, what do you know? Okay. Let's use Quinn Carrier plus this double to play Professor X. And Professor X will confuse him, which we don't care about, but I want to use him to get rid of this threat. And then we will attack with Sunspot and White Tiger to defeat Magneto. He only had 1 on him, but I deal an extra 4 damage finishing him off. And that's it for the game. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I did extra damage, got rid of extra threat. That way, if I made some errors, hopefully I made up for that. But overall, I have to admit, Wonder Man's a ton of fun. And this is a pretty cool deck to play with, being able to go to Alter Ego as often as I was able to. Don't always get to do that a lot in solo, and especially against somebody like Magneto. All right, have a good one, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, be sure to like and subscribe if you appreciate this type of content.